Hello, my friends. Jerry Rosa here in the Rosa Stringworks Man Cave. I have to tell you, it'll probably be a short one today. I don't have a whole lot to cover. I got one little short video clip. Thought I'd give you, first thing is to give you a little status on my seal problem. You know, I'm waiting on the seals for that finish mower that we need. I really need to have that thing working for a couple of reasons. Number one, Sue uses it for a lot of the peripheral type mowing, stuff like maybe along out in the field, where she wants to keep the grass short, but she doesn't want to use her actual lawn tractor. So anyway, we need it for that. But then I also want to use it for going back and mowing some of the areas that I want to metal detect. You can metal detect them after they've been brush hogged, but it's just not nearly as good, and you can't do nearly as good a job as when that finish mower is working. So all that to say is that I've got it completely tore apart, and I'm waiting on those seals. Well, the two seals that I've ordered already, they're just not making any progress. The one hasn't made any progress since Monday. The other one has made progress, but the progress keeps saying the same thing over and over and over and over. It's probably said it like 7 or 8 times, and it says it has left the carrier facility. And it'll have a different date and a different time, and it says its product has left the carrier facility. That's all it says. It doesn't say it's moved anywhere else. It's pitiful. So I found another seal that actually looks like it's the proper seal, though it doesn't give dimensions, and it really bugs me. But anyway, I found that seal on eBay, and I went ahead and ordered it. And it's from a U.S. guy, so hopefully it'll get here in a few days. I don't know. It's just aggravating. Just aggravating. Because I really do need that thing up and working so I can go out and have some fun for a change. I only have one little short video clip for you today, and this is just a tip on how to take care of your drywall mud in between drywall mud applications. So here it is. Well, I thought I had the camera running, but I didn't. I'm going to give you a tip here on your drywall mud. First, you take a little trowel like this and you scrape the sides off and throw it down to the bottom as much as you can. Then you level off the bottom as much as you can. Then you take a damp towel like this and you wash the sides down like this and get all the mud off. So let me clean these sides up with this towel, and then I'll show you the next step. Okay, once you get the sides good and clean like that, where you don't have any mud up here on the sides, the reason is that mud will dry and it'll fall down in your bucket and mess up your bucket when you're trying to use it again. So the next step is just to put it in just run some water in there, just a little bit of cold water in there like that. And you want to get about a 1/2 inch or something in there that's going to cover this drywall mud. And you think, why would you do that? That seems like that would mess up your mud. Well, what that does is it gives it an airtight layer so that it won't dry out and get hard on you. Then, of course, you take your lid, put your lid on there. Now, in this case, I've got a little bit of mud on my lid, so I'm going to clean off my lid too, because I don't want that to get in there either. That, again, just any flaky stuff that can get in your mud will mess it up for later. So just put it in there, close it up like that, and that'll store that way for a very, very long time, as long as it's airtight, But what's good about that is that the next time you want to use it, like when you get down this low, you're going to have to pour that water off. When you're still real full, you can actually mix that in, and it really isn't a bad thing. It keeps your mud nice and moist and everything, and it keeps it nice and thin and light, so when you're spreading it, it spreads easier. But when you get down low like this, then you need to pour most of that water off, and then go ahead and mix it all up, and remix it all real good. It works really good. I've been doing it for years. It's 100% tried and true. And that was yet another one of those tips that I learned from my father-in-law, Sue's dad, Gene Horseman. He, as I said, he was a master carpenter and had, I think, 8 different cards, something like that, of the different trades, welding and all kinds of stuff, plumbing, the whole thing. So he was really a very knowledgeable person on all that kind of stuff. And I've been doing that for years and years, and it really does. Your mud will keep to your next job or till you need to use it again. And then, like I said, if the bucket is fairly full of mud, you can generally just mix that little bit of water right into your mud and don't have to worry about it. In my case, where I'm down pretty low and I've only got about this much mud left, I'll pour most of that water off and then go ahead and mix it up, and it'll be just like brand new all over again. And it'll keep a very long time. So anyway, that's just didn't cost you any extra. We're going to be playing tomorrow evening at the Highgate Baptist Church in Highgate, Missouri, at 6 o'clock p.m. So if somebody's in the area and you can make it out to one of our shows, that would be great. I kind of forgot that the auction ended today at noon, I believe, and I did get an email from somebody that did get the one of the instruments. I don't remember which one he said he got now, but I'll have to look at that and start working on getting those ready to ship. I probably won't get them shipped out till at least Monday or Tuesday of next week. And I will need to contact those people to have them include some shipping cost in there. I think I said in there that they would pay up to $50 on the shipping. I don't think it'll cost that much, but it might. Depends on where you got to ship it to, and depends how tight I can get it boxed up. That's another thing too. If you can keep your box as small as possible. And then the other problem is I have to go buy boxes because I don't have any boxes for these things. It's a nightmare waiting to happen. It really is. You have no idea how much hassle it is to do these auctions for people. I don't know. I may have to quit doing that, but this was a special case where I'm trying to help the widow out, and she was just besieged with instruments and no way to get rid of them. So I'll see what happens, I guess. David Tharp was the first one in today and says, howdy y'all. Great time last night with the play along. Thanks, Jerry, for doing these. Well, you're welcome. Thank you for being there. David Tharp, Phantom 614. If he throws you, you'll bust your spleen. Hey, it rhymes. I didn't think of that one. I could have used that, but I didn't think of it. David Tharp says, rhymes with Ovaltine also, yeah. Yeah, it's tough when you got a horse named Phantom 614. How are you going to rhyme anything with that, Let's see. Moving on down, Bill Rhodes says, oops, forgot my question marks. Good afternoon, Jerry. Yep. And let's see. Still, and if you're new here and you don't understand, I look for the question marks at the beginning of the comment, and that way I know I should read the comment. And otherwise, I more or less look over them. I'm a slow reader as it is, so the fewer I have to read, the better, really. Lindenbaum, Jerry, is there any place you haven't been? I'd say there's a whole lot of places I haven't been. It's more like, have you ever been anywhere? is a better question. I've spent most of my life right here in Missouri. Missouri, I said that wrong. Now, I haven't been very many places. I mean, I've been, most of the states I've been to. I haven't been to Alaska, and I really haven't been up north much. Like, I've been to Iowa, but I haven't been above Iowa. I think I might have passed through one of the Dakotas one time or another. But I haven't been to all 50 states by any stretch. I have been to Hawaii. I've been to Italy, and we, of course, you have your real short stop over there in the UK at the the airport there. And I've been just driven around through Canada, and that's about it, really. I mean, most of the eastern states I've been through. In fact, I guess I've probably been through every eastern state east of the Mississippi. Not the ones necessarily up north, like Michigan again or something like that. I probably haven't. Let's see. Anyway, I really haven't traveled all that much. Ronald Todd, good afternoon, Jerry and everyone from the West Banks of New Jersey. Let's see, David Tharp. But to us there is but one God, the Father, of whom are all things, and we in him, and one Lord, Jesus Christ, by whom are all things, and we by him. And let's see. David Tharp says, prettiest horse you've ever seen, but boy, oh boy, he's really mean. If he throws you, he'll bust your spleen and also spill your Ovaltine. His name is Phantom 614. There you go. Well, you used them all in one, verse there. You got to spread them out. David Tharp, now you know why I am not a songwriter. You'd be surprised. I thought Beverly did a real nice job on her song. You'll like it when you get to hear it. She did really good. Now, she sang it so quiet I couldn't really understand her words, so I can't really say how well the song's written because I couldn't really hardly hear what she was saying. But the melody was really good. The melody was especially good. So we'll see how it goes. She'll come out of her shell. Singing a new song that you've just written, it's one of the hardest things you'll ever do if you've ever been around, music and musicians and stuff. It's kind of like opening up, I don't know, it's kind of like showing your underwear. It's, you're opening yourself up for a lot of criticism. David Tharp, Ovaltine, that's what you get when a young adult drinks too much sugary, sweet chocolate milk. And Ovaltine. Let's see. Bill Rhodes says, hey, Jerry, I have another songwriter for you. His name is Drew Parker. The song is What a Day. Check it out. What a Day. I'll try to look it up. There's so many good songwriters out there. It's just like instrument builders. People think, people that build instruments are few and far between, but that's not necessarily true. There's a lot of people out there building instruments. There's a ton of songwriters too. So there's a lot of them out there. David Tharp, I just found out the neighborhood had a meeting about the crazy person on the block. It's weird they didn't invite me. I wonder why that would be. That's something. Gino Hitch, hi there, Jerry and friends. It's a beautiful day here in Monroe, Ohio. Enjoyed the music last night. I hope everything is good there on the farm. Yeah, I think this afternoon I'm probably just going to not do too much. Sue has a big bearing on that, if I do very much or not. A large amount of that's up to Sue. But anyway, my plan is to go out there to that cave this afternoon. I'm going to take a large, piece of plywood with me or something, a board that I can lay down because it's pretty muddy. I'm going to lay that down, lay on top of that where I can look back in that crack, take a big flashlight and, possibly, I don't know if one of those extendable cameras that that I forget what you call it now, endoscope type camera. I don't know if that would do much good back there because I think those are only good for fairly close up. I don't think they really show very far away. But regardless, I'm going to try to see if I can see back in that cave. I really think there's something there, and especially because of the LiDAR. That LiDAR, if you don't know, LiDAR is it's a ground-penetrating radar, basically, is what it amounts to. It's done with lasers or something, and I guess it somehow or another echoes off the ground, and it showed a giant hole right there. And it showed one on over the hill from here, too, that I saw, and I was just scanning the LiDAR data. I wasn't necessarily looking for a cave over the hill, but when I saw that great big hole, I thought, well, man, that must be a cave over there. So sure enough, I went hiking over there and went, it was quite a hike over there, but I hiked over the hill. It's not on my property. And sure enough, there was a cave there. It was actually a sinkhole. It wasn't, I can't say it was a cave for sure, but for sure it was a giant sinkhole. In fact, it was a little bit scary to get around it. So the exact same image, that what I'm telling you is that LiDAR image looked exactly the same right here where I think my cave is. So it just makes sense that there's a cave there. I don't know for sure, but I feel fairly confident we're going to find something there if I keep probing around. Let's see. I guess I lost my place. I thought I knew where I was. Let's see. Bill Rhodes says, "Oh yeah, Jerry, I thought the jam went down pretty good last night." Oh, well, thank you. Wavy Gravy, my morbidly obese parrot passed away last night. I was sorry that he died, but it's a weight off my shoulders. Hi, matey. Yeah, right. I get it. That's pretty funny. Let's see. David Tharp. I'm not so sure about an inner child, but I have, but I have an inner idiot that surfaces every now and then. Yeah, well, I've still got a bit of an inner tube also. I wish that would go away, but I'm working on it. Let's see. BH Ringer says there's 51 watching and 17 likes. Please hit the thumbs up button, and I would appreciate that if you would do that. Scott Roberts says, BH Ringer, you sound like an infomercial, but I did it anyway. Let's see. David Tharp says, I accidentally put my wallet in the freezer last night. It turned out to be a good thing, though. I needed some cold, hard cash. I don't know where you come up with all this stuff. It's crazy. Let's see. Moving on down. Ulysses Hale says, I Googled stay bars bending while bush hogging. Another thought is, why are you not using 2 stay bars? Well, you can, and we do sometimes. You don't have to. I mean, one of them will work just fine. The way I look at it with Sue is if you put 2 of them on there, you just got 2 times the trouble. That's the way I've been thinking about it. David Tharp, I made out a huge to-do list today. Now I just have to figure out who's going to do it. Yeah, well, keep thinking on that one. Wavy Gravy, yesterday while my neighbor was looking at my garden, he suggested putting fresh manure on the strawberries. I don't know if I want to read the rest of this one or not. I tried it, but I think I'm going to stick with the whipped cream. There was several ways that could have gone. That one's as bad as it gets, I guess. Let's see. David Tharp, if you tip the canoe over, you can use it for a hat. It's capsized, don't you know? Oh my gosh, it's just nuts. It's absolutely nuts. Chip Wood says, afternoon, Jerry. Hope all are doing well. Would pouring sulfuric acid be harmful to a septic system, disturbing the good bacteria? Well, possibly. I don't consider myself the expert on that regard, but I would say that, if you're pouring tons of it down there, for sure, it'd probably cause a problem. But the little bit that you're going to use to clean out your drain, I kind of doubt it would be that significant of an issue. It's going to get real diluted real fast, and once you dilute an acid like that, it's pretty much a moot point. So that would just be my thoughts. I don't have any proof one way or the other on that. David Thorpe, Jerry, here's an idea for a t-shirt. Don't try to get me to agree with you. No sense in us both being wrong. I got one the exact opposite of that, so that's pretty good. I like that. So it's like a double negative, which makes it a positive. Let's see. Bill Mumbo, I thought you'd been everywhere, man. Oh, there you go. You got me. Well, I've been to Reno, Chicago, Fargo, Minnesota, Buffalo, Toronto, Winslow, Sarasota, Wichita, Tulsa, Ottawa, Oklahoma, Tampa, Panama, Mattawa, Lapaloma, Bangor, Baltimore, Salvador, Amarillo, Tocopilla, Barranquilla, Ampadilla. It's a killer. I've been to all those places. You got me, though. You did. You got me. Let's see. Bill Rose says, last night during the play along, you did miss some comments. It was because it scrawled on you and you didn't get back to the right spot. Well, maybe, but I don't think I did on my screen. Maybe. I don't know. It's possible, I guess. Wavy Gravy, I had big plans to do some sinkhole research, but it all fell through. Yeah, I think I'm just going to start throwing out random thoughts and see if you guys can make a joke about it. Wheelbarrow. There's a random thought. See if we get a joke about a wheelbarrow. Bruce Ducker says, LIDAR, an acronym of light detection and ranging, or laser imaging detection and ranging, is a method of determining ranges by targeting an object or surface with a laser. And well, I know that, I don't know that every inch of the whole United States has been done with LIDAR, but a great deal of it has. And so you can go in and check out the LIDAR on your own property to see if there happens to be a cave right under your feet. You just never know. So anyway, those are the only images I saw that were obvious. Was the one, like I said, over the hill on somebody else's property, which I think was actually government property, and then the one on my property there. Now, the other places where I know there's caves, they didn't really show up, but they're very deep underground too, the way because of the hillside coming down. This one here, maybe it showed up a little more because the hill slopes down to that, and maybe that's why it showed up better. I don't know. I'm just talking out loud because I have no idea. Bruce Ducker, measuring the time for the reflected light to return to the receiver. Yep. Sky Roberts, a company is making glass coffins. Whether they successful remains to be seen. Let's see. Remains to be seen. Oh my gosh. Gary Hayes. Not you too, Scott. Now it sounds like three of you been to the same school. Gary Hayes, West Virginia. Dave, they did the same thing on my block, and I was not invited, so I dropped my drawbridge so they could See, I live in a normal house. David Tharp, I know a guy who got off the grid and moved to the woods. A messenger pigeon arrived with a message. We've been trying to reach you about your car's extended warranty. That wouldn't surprise me. Sky Roberts, what do you call a fish with no eyes? Fish. Okay. David Tharp, boy, get away from... I knew it was going to happen. Boy, get away from that there wheelbarrow. You don't know nothing about machinery. Wavy Gravy, I saw this guy going up a hill with a wheelbarrow full of horseshoes, 4-leaf clovers, and rabbit's feet. I thought, man, he's really pushing his luck. That's pretty good. Now, I got to give you credit. That's pretty good. That's really pretty good right there. I knew you would do that. I knew you would come up with something if I said that. Let's see. Scott, I can't see now. I'm laughing till I'm crying. Scott Roberts says, I can't read what it says. Pre means before and post pre means before and post means after. Using both at the same time would be preposterous. You guys are messed up now. I'm seriously telling you. There's 100 viewers right now, right on the nose, according to my screen, 100 on the nose. Well, guys, I'm probably going to let that be it. I know it's going to be a short one today, but I'm kind of anxious to go back there and see what's in that, or not in that cave, one of the two. I kind of think there's something there. I really do. And it would be so cool to, to see back and just see a big open up cave. Wouldn't that be something? Because that entrance is pretty wide. It's 5 feet wide at least, if not 6 feet wide. And who knows what's back there? It could just be the biggest cave in Missouri. You never know. Because it's going into a gigantic hillside and a ridge line that goes for miles back through there. So you never know. It could just be something huge. Scott Roberts says, it ain't easy being us. I have to agree with you on that one. Y'all take care. We will see you on Monday, if not before. Can't guarantee if I'll get a video out or not, but I'm going to give it a shot. We'll see how it goes. Take care.